Hello everyone, my name's Kat and I work for Western Bartonshire Libraries, and one of the things I do in the libraries is I take baby massage and baby yoga classes. So this is Jojo, my baby massage demonstration doll. So what we are going to do for you today is we are going to guide you through all the moves and strokes that we would be doing in week 5 of a 6-week block of baby massage. So in week 5 we do things a little bit differently. We start off by introducing some of the strokes on baby's face and head. But before we do that, just a few things to go over for anyone that hasn't taken part in our classes before. So some of the strokes that we do aren't suitable for babies that are under 6 weeks of age. So we would recommend that you wait until your wee ones had their 6-week health check before you participate in the class. And also, if your baby has any underlying health conditions and you're at all concerned about taking part, maybe just double check with a health visitor before you take part in the massage. So the oil that we use in our baby massage classes is just vegetable oil. So if you've got some vegetable oil or sunflower oil or something like that in the kitchen, that's perfect to use. It absorbs nicely into baby's skin, doesn't leave them slippery if you need to pick them up during the session, and also there's no perfumes in the oil, so babies are unlikely to have any kind of reaction to it. But if you've got something that you would prefer to use at home, that's totally fine as well. So before we start doing the baby massage session, what we always do in our classes is we just do a very brief relaxation session. So some deep breathing exercises and some stretches. So that's what we'll do now. So to begin the relaxation, just make yourself nice and comfortable, and then I want you to concentrate on your breathing. Take nice slow deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just inhale and exhale. And while you continue with your slow deep breaths, we're going to stretch out some of our muscles, starting with your neck. So if you just drop your chin all the way down to your chest and hold it there for a few seconds. And then bring your head back, and this time tip it backwards, and again hold. And back to the centre, and then tip your head over to one side so that your ear goes down towards your shoulder. Back to the centre and over to the other side. And back to the centre. Okay, next we're going to pull our shoulders up nice and tight towards our ears and relax. And again, pull them up nice and tight and relax. One last time. Tense your shoulders up and relax. And then the last move we always do, if you pull your hands out in front of you, really stretch them out so you can feel the muscles in your upper arms and shoulders. And if the baby's lying in front of you, you can give them a little wave. And that's us, nice and relaxed, ready to start the baby massage session. So at the beginning of every baby massage session, the opening stroke is always the velvet cloak. So before you take any of baby's clothes off, or before you get any oil on your hands, what you want to do is just rub your two palms together close to baby's ear, and babies will learn to recognise this sound and know that they're going to get a baby massage. And then what you want to do is just using the pads of all your fingers, give baby a long gentle stroke from the tops of their head all the way down to the tips of their toes, and their little toes can get a gentle tug at the bottom. You just want to do that stroke about 4 or 5 times, and that will get baby used to the touch before we start our massage strokes. Now normally we always start off on the legs, but in week 5 we do things a little bit differently. I'm going to introduce you to the strokes that we do on baby's head and baby's face. So we recommend that you don't use any oil on your hands for baby's face, just because their skin there can be a little bit more sensitive. So start off, we're going to do angel fingers. So you're using the pads of all your fingers and you're just tracing circles into the top of baby's head and all around, and it's almost like they're applying shampoo to their hair, just nice and gentle. Now some babies don't like having their eyes covered or their ears covered, so you might want to avoid doing that just in case baby gets a little upset. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is eyebrow stroke. This is good for babies that have blocked sinuses, helps relieve tension there. So you're using the pads of your first 2 fingers and you start just in the middle of the forehead there, just above the eyebrows, and you just stroke outwards, out towards their temples, just with gentle pressure there. And then the next one we're going to do is an ear massage. So it's like a mini ear massage, just starting at the top of the earlobe, working your way down to the bottom. Now not all babies like this one, so just give it a go, and if they don't like it, you don't have to do it. So you're just taking the earlobe between your thumb and your first finger and just giving it a gentle rub, and then moving on down, all the way down the earlobe. Now this stroke is all about body awareness and getting baby used to their surroundings. So again, once you've done the first ear, you can move on and do the second one, or you can do them both at the same time if baby isn't too wriggly. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is Bye Bye Snuffles. So for this one you can use your first 2 fingers or your thumbs, and what you want to do is just start at the bridge of baby's nose, right at the top at the centre, and then just stroke downwards and outwards over their cheeks and out towards their temples again. And this is another one that's good for relieving blocked sinuses. Gives them a little bit of relief from any pain from a blocked nose. Right, so the next one we're going to do is smiley pops. So you're using first 2 fingers on both hands and just into the hollow part of baby's cheeks, you're just chasing circles, and you can go clockwise and anti-clockwise. So this is one that's good for relieving teething pains in baby's jaws. There we go. And once you've done the change of direction of circles a few times, you can just do some light taps there as well. Okay, the next one we're going to do for teething pains is called gummy bears. So you want to take the pad of your first finger and you're just pressing gently above baby's lip. You just press through the skin there, and underneath will be baby's gums, and you press first in the centre and then work your way along the top of baby's lip to the outside. Just press and release and press and release, and you do the same thing on the bottom, and that will give baby a little relief from any teething pains. And what I always like to do to finish that one off is just draw a little moustache on with my fingers. And then one last stroke to do on baby's face, and that's magic sprinkles. So in that same area that we were doing gummy bears, you just use all your fingers and just do magic little sprinkles like that, and underneath as well. Right, so that's all the strokes that we do on baby's face and head to help out with any blocked sinuses or teething pains. So we'll move on now and we will start our usual baby massage session. So at this point you just help yourself to some oil onto the palm of one hand and then rub your two hands together to warm it up and make it nice and warm for babies. So we're going to start off with the legs now. We'll do the upside down leg stroke first. So if you take one of baby's feet in one of your hands and then the flats of all your fingers on your other hand, just stroke all the way up the front of baby's leg. Turn your hand at the hip, down the outside towards the foot again. It's a lovely long, slow, relaxing stroke just to start off the session. Once you've done it a few times on baby's first leg, you just swap over to the second leg. Make sure you swap your hands over so your fingers will still point in the way. Stroke all the way up the front of baby's leg. Turn your hand at their hip and down the outside towards the foot again. Okay, so now we're going to go back to baby's first leg again. And we're doing kneading the dough now. So you're holding baby's foot in the exact same way. This time your other hand is in this kind of curved C shape. You start at the top of baby's leg with your thumb on top and your fingers underneath. You're just doing this gentle twisting motion all the way down the outside of baby's leg towards their foot. So this one is a really good one for improving circulation in the legs and also for relaxing out the muscles there. Okay, so once you've done baby's first leg, just swap over, do the same thing on baby's other leg. Again, holding the foot in the same way, thumb on the top of the thigh, fingers underneath, and just do that gentle twisting motion all the way down baby's leg. And again, once you've done that a few times on both legs, we're going to swap back to baby's first leg and we'll do the move called wibble wobble. So one hand goes in the inside of baby's thigh, one on the outside. Then you just do this up and down motion with your hands, starting at the top of the leg and working down the way. And wibble wobble, jelly on a plate. So this stroke is good for increasing suppleness. It's good for relaxing, and it's also just a little bit of fun. So once you've done baby's first leg, you again want to swap over, do the exact same thing on baby's other leg. Wibble wobble, jelly on a plate. There we go, well done. So let's go back to baby's first leg again. And we will finish off on the legs with the upside down leg stroke. That's the same stroke that we started with. So we're holding baby's foot in our hand again, and our other hand you stroke all the way up the front of baby's leg. Turn your hand at the hip and down the outside towards the foot again. It's a long, slow, relaxing stroke for baby. And again, once you've done baby's first leg, swap over to the other leg and swap your hands over. And again, just stroke all the way up the front of baby's leg. Turn your hand at the hip and down the outside towards the foot again. Okay, so we're going to move up now, and this week, because we did strokes on the head and face, we're going to miss out the tummy this week and go straight up to the chest and arms. So if you could take off baby's vest or whatever they have on top so that we can do the strokes on the chest and arms. And if you think the wee one's getting cold at all, you can just cover up their legs with a little blanket. Okay, and remember, just help yourself to more oil whenever you think you need it. So on the chest and arms, we always start off with the opening move, hearts and flowers. So you start off with two palms placed one on either side of baby's chest. You stroke upwards and cup their shoulders, all the way down the outside of baby's arms, and open out their hands with your thumbs. That's a really nice relaxing stroke for babies. Helps them relax out their muscles in their arms and unclench their fists. So we'll just do that one more time, starting with your palms one on either side of baby's chest. Stroke upwards and cup the shoulders, all the way down the outside of their arms, and open up their hands with your thumbs. So the next one we're going to do is called up arms. So you start off with one hand underneath baby's arm with your fingertips up towards their armpit. Your other hand goes on top with your fingertips up towards the shoulder, and then you just gently stretch and straighten all the way down to baby's fingertips. It's a good one for strengthening and toning the muscles in baby's arms. But some babies don't like to straighten their arms out the whole way, so if your baby wants to do this with their arms bent, that's fine too, whatever they're most comfortable with. Remember to swap over and do the same thing on the other arm as well. One hand underneath baby's arm, one on top, and then just gently stretch and straighten all the way down to baby's fingertips. Just do that one last time. Okay, so we're going to go back to baby's first arm now, and we're going to do wrist release. So hold baby's hand in your two hands, and then using the pads of your two fingers, you're going to start right at the centre of baby's wrist here, and then stroke round to the sides. It's a lovely soothing stroke for babies. You can do that as many times as you want. And once we've done it on baby's first hand, we'll swap over, do the exact same thing to baby's other hand. So holding their hand in your hands, and on the outside of their wrist, you start right at the centre and just stroke round to either side. Okay, so we'll go back to baby's first hand now, and we're going to do a move called finger rolling, which is basically this little piggy goes to market but done on the fingers. So you start off with baby's thumb, you take it between your thumb and your first finger, and you give it a little roll and a gentle tug. You can even sing the rhyme if you want. This little piggy went to market, this little piggy stayed at home. This little piggy had roast beef, and this little piggy had none. And we'll not tickle baby because it's a nice relaxing massage session. So once you've done the first hand, we'll swap over and do the exact same thing on baby's other hand. Starting at the thumb and working all the way along baby's fingers to the pinky. Okay. So we're going to finish off on the chest and arms now with the same one we started with. That's hearts and flowers. So again, place your two palms, one on either side of baby's chest. Stroke upwards and cup their shoulders all the way down the outside of their arms, and open out their hands with your thumbs. So we'll just do that a few more times just to finish off on the chest and arms before we move on and do a few of the strokes on babies' backs. Okay, so if babies are happy lying on their tummies for tummy time, that's fine. You can just turn them over for the strokes on the back. Some babies prefer to have a wee towel or something rolled up. Gives them something to lean across with their chest and arms, just like that. So you find a way that you and your baby are comfortable and just stick with that. So the opening move on baby's back is toes to tops. So you start off at the bottom of baby's legs with the pads of all your fingers, and you stroke up all the way up the backs of baby's legs, up either side of baby's back, cup the shoulders and down the outside of the body towards the feet. So you want to make sure you don't put any pressure on baby's spine doing these moves on their back. This is a very relaxing stroke for baby. Just stroking up the backs of their legs, up either side of their back, cup their shoulders and down the outside towards the feet again. And we'll just do that one last time. Okay, so the next one is back petal, and it starts off exactly the same way, stroking up the backs of baby's legs. This time, once you get to the bottom of their back, you're switching to 2 fingers on each hand and just tracing petal shaped circles all the way up either side of baby's back, and then stroking all the way down the outside of baby's body towards the feet again. So again, remember not to place any pressure on baby's spine. So these moves that we do on baby's backs are good for muscle tone in their backs, help strengthen and tone their muscles, getting them ready for sitting up. Just one last time for that one. Okay, so the next one is called healing thumbs, and it starts off exactly the same way, stroking up the backs of baby's legs. And this time, when you get to the bottom of baby's backs, you're starting on either side of baby's spine, making sure you don't put any pressure on it, and then just trace these lines out the way and then move up a little bit and again. And it's almost like you're drawing rungs of a ladder on baby's back all the way up either side. And then when you get to the shoulders, just stroke all the way down the outside of baby's body again. So this is another one that's really good for muscle tone in baby's back and helps strengthen the muscles there. And we'll just do that one last time. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is called back knee. This one starts at the shoulders and works down baby's back. So you're almost putting your hands in a fist shape, but not quite. And then it's this part of your hands you want to use for the stroke. So again, no pressure on baby's spine, just either side, and then gentle strokes all the way down either side of baby's back. Nice relaxing one, very good for toning baby's muscles. Okay, so we've got one more to do. We've got Little Tigger. So for this one, you use the tips of your fingers, and again starting at baby's shoulders and just stroking down baby's back. And then we've got one last one to do on baby's back, same one that we started with, toes to tops. Starting at the bottom of baby's legs with the pads of all your fingers, you stroke all the way up the backs of baby's legs, up either side of their back, cup their shoulders and all the way down the outside of their body towards baby's feet again. It's a long, slow, relaxing stroke for baby. And that will be the last stroke of the session. We'll just finish off with the velvet cloak now. So if you want to turn baby's back over, and we'll finish off with the velvet cloak, the same stroke that we started the session off with. So rub your 2 hands together, and then using the pads of all your fingers, give babies a long gentle stroke from the tops of their head all the way down to the tips of their toes, and their little toes can get a gentle tug at the bottom. And that is the end of week 5 baby massage. So I'll just say thank you to all the babies who have taken part, and it would be nice if all the babies could say thank you to their parents and carers as well. Thank you very much. And so that's the end of the week 5 baby massage session. So I hope you enjoyed taking part from home, and I hope you'll come back and join us again for the next session, which will be week 6 and the final session in our block of baby massage. Thank you. Bye.